Hello everyone, I want to show you how you can use your iPad and your Apple Pencil as an inking device for an application called Noteey. Technically, you can do this with any other application that supports being able to use a pen or a drawing type input device. In this video, I'm going to focus on Noteey, which is one of the applications I use for whiteboarding. Now, in order to make this work, first you need to have a Mac and an iPad. And then two, you need to be on the same wireless network. And then the third thing you're going to need is to have the same account logged in, Apple account logged in on both of the devices. Now, the feature that's enabling this is called Sidecar. This is only supported on certain devices, so you may want to check if you have a really old iPad device. This may not work for you. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and switch over to the desktop here, and we're going to show you how you can add the iPad as a second device for the Mac. And all you have to do is go into the display settings, and if you come to this little icon here where you can add additional displays, you should see your iPad show up in here if you have it set up on the same network and logged in. Just go ahead and click it. That will add it as another display for that Mac. And then once that is added, you'll see it show up on the iPad, and the iPad will look a little bit different. You'll see on the right hand side, we have a different row of different commands or buttons that you can use. We won't focus on those right now. I just want to show you the capability of how you can use the Apple Pencil with Noteey right now, and then show you what that experience looks like. So let's go ahead and go to Noteey. Right now, all we need to do is, because we have the iPad device positioned to the left of the main display, we'll go ahead and move that over into that iPad. And what we'll do is, while we're here, we will go ahead and we will expand it to the full screen. So now it's in full screen mode. What we'll do here is we'll switch over the display so that we can see the actual iPad only here. Now the iPad, as you can see here, it currently has the Noteey app, and it is full screen. The mouse works on here as well, and everything is very fluid, so you can switch around in the app and kind of do everything that you could on the actual Mac, on the desktop, that you can on here, except that you have way more precision now, where before, if I came in here and I want to use the mouse to actually do drawing, I can do this, but the precision in what I can do and how I can use the pen and the tools with the mouse is not that great. So having the ability to use the pen will greatly increase the accuracy and make it just feel way more intuitive to work on a whiteboarding or drawing surface type of application like this. So I'll go ahead and I'll take the Apple Pencil. It's already in the inking mode, but I can hover this Apple Pencil over here, and you can kind of see the trailing icon, or that shows where the pointer is. It's already selected, as I mentioned here. We can come in here and we can change the different colors in Noteey. So I'm going to change this to blue so you can kind of get a difference of what this would look like. So if I want to come in here, and I can just add additional stuff here to the whiteboard here. You can see I'm just putting some. Okay, so I've decided to reshoot this portion just because the original video I did was a little bit fuzzy because of the focus. So let's try this again. I also want to come in here and let me play around with the settings here. I think the line thickness was a little too thin before. We'll change that to 3, and we'll leave it on a thickness of 3 and leave the color at black there. So I think we should be fine with this here. Let me go ahead and select anything on the screen and delete it. And yeah, let me go ahead and start. You'll see me start, go ahead and writing on here. You can go ahead and draw again. You see me drawing the little fellow I had before. Somewhat different take on him. Remember, I'm not an artist, so no need to pick on me. And let's go ahead and do some writing as well. All right, you can see how smooth this is when we're writing. So the drawing latency is very low. So this is completely usable as a drawing app, a whiteboarding app, just brain dumping things from a visual perspective. You get full access to the canvas. We can go ahead and open that up. We can even go ahead and kind of zoom in on things, which might get a little tricky trying to zoom in, but you can get really far in, and you can see how nice and crisp this looks. And this isn't really even a drawing application, but it's holding its own, and on this iPad, this kind of really makes it something completely different. Now, this is just for this particular application, like I mentioned. You can use this feature for any other app that has, this similar type of capability for pen input. So yeah, this is really something that may make the application you're already using much better. But hopefully this here is giving you at least a good glimpse of, how this works. If we just do a straight line here, you can see there's really low latency. Again, I'm on the same Wi-Fi network, and this works really well. So being able to mark up concepts and just get things out of your brain from a visual perspective, or even if you're an artist and you're someone that wants to at least use the Noteey tool to create some arts, maybe some stickers or things like that there. Because once you have your drawing here, you can still come in here and you can use the selection tool. Maybe we want to group these objects and put that in a group. And then from here, I can actually move this over. We can change the color of the lines, maybe make them green. So yes, Noteey is a very flexible tool, and given this option of being able to use the Apple Pencil and the iPad is pretty awesome. All right, so I'm going to continue with the video from where I left off before. So we'll see you on the other side. All right, so you got to see a look in real time just how quick and precise you can actually draw and write on this within this iPad, but you're writing on a desktop application here on your iPad. So it adds a lot more flexibility to what you can do with some of the applications that don't have a native app for the iPad. And Noteey is one of those apps where there is currently a beta version of the Noteey app that runs in a browser, but it is very limited. So in order to get the full kind of user experience of what Noteey can do, this here actually gives you that capability. The downsides to it is that you do have to be on the same wireless connection as a Mac, and that means that a Mac has to go everywhere that you take the iPad if you want to kind of have this particular type of setup here. This is also not something that I do on a regular basis where I need to use the Apple Pencil with this particular app. So again, it's not that big of a deal for me. So if you do have those applications where, on rare occurrences, you need this particular type of setup, it could be an option for you because you might be in the right scenario every time that you do need it. Okay, well, I hope this information was helpful and showed you something that you haven't seen before. If you like the information on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until the next time, have a nice day.